My work is centered on one single mission, and it's this right here: help businesses and leaders build future-focused companies and connect to a new generation. A generation that is and will continue to change the way that we live, that we learn, and that we prosper as a global society. Now, if you watch American cable news, you might have seen channels like CNN, CNBC, Fox News. You might see me on there talking about the future of business. I spend a lot of my time getting yelled at by hosts and by other guests and debating issues that are relevant to the world of business today. And now, if you watch these shows, you might see that I'm trying to always guess at what's next, what's around the corner, what is the future. And while there are a number of ways of contextualizing what's to come, one of the most effective and the most underrated is not to look forwards, but to look backwards. To look backwards and examine the past, which is exactly what we're going to do right now in order to better understand our future. We're going to go back. You ready for this? We're going to go way, way, way back. All the way back to 1712, this guy. That's what a selfie looked like, by the way, back then. A little different. 1712, this guy right here, a British inventor named Thomas Newcomen, did something remarkable. What he did was he built a machine that would forever change the world. What was that machine? It was the steam engine. While this humble creation may seem provincial today, in 1712, it resulted in a transformation so significant, so profound, that it sparked an industrial revolution. Why does this matter? Why does it matter going all the way back to 1712 and looking at the steam engine? It matters because it's more applicable today than ever before. Because exactly 300 years after Thomas built that first prototype, we are at the dawn of yet another cultural revolution. And that word, revolution, it gets used a lot, right? It's a buzzword. We hear it all the time. So how do we know? How do we know for sure that we are in the middle of another revolution? I will show you. I will prove it right here, right now. Every revolution in every country, in every period of time, occurs when two previously singular components collide. Number one, necessity. Number two, capacity. Right? A long-standing need converges with a newfound capability, and together, this amalgamation begets a previously impossible outcome. The Industrial Revolution did not occur because people suddenly desired a more prosperous existence. It occurred because for the first time ever, the steam engine made that desire a tangible reality. Necessity met capacity. And here we are. If you haven't guessed by now, the internet, this thing, that is our steam engine. For decades, people have desired more freedom, more flexibility, more fluidity in their work and in their life. Just like our pre-industrial predecessors, we didn't wake up one morning and all of a sudden demand change. We outgrew the cubicle culture a long time ago. We just didn't have a scalable alternative. Necessity had yet to meet with capacity, but it has now. Before, we were bound by proximity of distance, by proximity of resources, proximity of ideas. We were bound by geography and bound by connection, and that is no longer the case. The internet, it changed all of that. It lowered the barrier, and it evened the playing field, increasing access and creating a steady stream of new options. Necessity collided with capacity, and a revolution was spawned. But here's the thing about a revolution. Most people can't recognize it when they're in one, right? During the Industrial Revolution, people weren't walking around saying, oh, look, it's a revolution. We're in the middle of a revolution. Isn't this nice? They weren't saying that. They couldn't. The term Industrial Revolution wasn't even created until after Thomas Newcomen had died, right? If you were even to recognize anything, you might say something like, wow, there's a lot of small changes happening. Something's going on. Something's different. Something's new. Because change is messy. Change has always been messy. It is uncertain, and it is obtuse, and it often threatens the very fundamental beliefs that unite a society by offering new, disruptive, extraordinary ideas.